This is another episode of Alberta Stories. I'm your host, Todd Strickland. Today we'll hear Donna Hammond's story. I met Donna Hammond while doing a project focused on diversity for work systems. I got to interview her for the short documentary on women in the trades. I knew that I was speaking to a legend. I was excited to learn that she got selected to be part of this Alberta History Project. She's a layered person that as you peel back the layers, her depth of character is revealed. Reading her story is her cousin Lakeitha Elliott. Lakeitha is a Portland legend in her own right. Lakeitha works relentlessly for the Black community, in particular for education.
I hope people learn from Donna Hammond's story about the resilience of Black women, the ability to draw strength from what would often be considered a negative situation. The fact that she was bused would often be seen as a negative, to be taken away from her community and neighborhood, but that she was able to find the strength in it and the positive aspects that have helped her become the person that she is. A proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 48, Donna Hammond capped off her 39th year as a union electrician by receiving the group's Robbie Sparks North Star Award. The award honored her for a lifetime of advancing equity and building up organized labor. For a woman whose entry into the trades was riddled with attempts at sabotage, ranging from constant racial and sexual harassment to white colleagues, literally setting her up to shock herself to death, the award was a culmination of years of dedication to her trade and commitment to building relationships.
So today, right now, I want to say thank you, sis. She has kicked, she has pulled, she has nudged, she has taught, she's led, she's mentored, and helped all of us in some way, shape, or form get better.
39 years of service, Donna Hammond.
No one should have been surprised that Donna Hammond would become a force for pushing forward equity and organized labor. After all, as one of the thousands of mostly African American children who participated in school busing from 1964 through 1979, her experiences were the catalyst for one of the defining moments in Portland desegregation history.
You can't imagine being on a school bus and having white kids outside of your bus rocking the bus and saying the N-word and like, don't come back here. One day I'm on the bus and a raw egg came through the window and hit me on the chest on my way home from school. They did not want us to come back to the school again. Go away, Negroes. But they didn't say Negroes.
If that weren't enough, by the time Hammond would get home, it would be too late to play with the other kids in her 7th and Shaver neighborhood. As a result, she never really fit in either world. This was especially true when, as a middle schooler, she decided to go to summer school with the neighborhood kids.
Well, there were some things that no one prepared me for. No one told me that when there's a challenge at the board, you're doing a math problem, you should maybe miss one or two and go sit down. Or if there's a spelling where you would stand, back in the day, you stand at the board and the next person come up, the teacher would give you a word. You should maybe misspell a word and sit down, right? I didn't know that, because at the other school, it was like, who could stay at the board the longest? I didn't have a lot of friends at the neighborhood school because everybody thought I was a smart ass. And they would pull my ponytails every day at the end of the day. And so at the end of the summer, I told my mother to send my black ass back out with the white kids. Or there's no way in hell I'm going to go up here and get beat up every day. But then, after my 8th grade year, I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in with the white kids and I didn't fit in with the black kids, right?
While the growing pains of integration in real time were more than enough to deal with on their own, what really drew the ire of many Black parents was that Portland Public Schools, which had an all-white, all-male school board, was seemingly only forcing busing on Black students and closing down predominantly Black schools. The Oregon Historical Society, citing a report from Portland Public Schools Records Management, estimated that anywhere between 2/3 and 90% of students bused were Black, including all suburban transfers, which accounted for just over 4.5% of total transfers during 1976, the year where suburban transfers were at their peak. Furthermore, according to Willamette Week, among the predominantly black schools closed were all the middle grades in inner North and Northeast Portland. For this reason, activist Ron Herndon called this the most racist form of integration I've ever seen. Herndon and the Black United Front organized and put pressure on PPS, threatening boycotts and forcing out board members, culminating in the district's decision in August 1980 to adopt a comprehensive desegregation policy. Among other measures, the policy ended busing, resulted in the hiring of more black teachers, including for the first time in mostly black schools, established magnet schools in black neighborhoods, and attempted to create more culturally inclusive curriculum. As these changes were taking place in her neighborhood from the late 70s into the early 80s, Hammond was utilizing much of the same uncompromising energy to carve a niche as an electrician. She had to put up with constant new and degrading nicknames. But after one colleague pinched her butt, she hit him and nearly knocked him off the 4th floor of a construction site. In another incident, in order to convince her male colleagues to stop hanging up photos of nude women over their workstation, Hammond started hanging up her own pictures from Playgirl magazine. Soon, the nude women came down. While she has had to confront her fair share of colleagues, Hammond has managed to break down barriers and build respect amongst her peers, mostly through the slow process of building relationships and taking pride in her trade. She credits busing with helping her develop her resourcefulness and resolve. It may not make the memories any less difficult, but it does give them purpose. One of the best experiences I had was busing, but I lost a sense of community. It was good academically, but I think I almost lost me, or I created a new me. I don't think I would have been here today if I hadn't experienced busing.
This podcast has been brought to you by Diversa, in partnership with Alberta Main Street, X-Ray FM, and the Numbers.fm. Diversa creates new worlds to bring forth a larger truth. For more information, go to diversaedu.com.